Hi, this is Dave Sherwin, and today I'm going to do a branding case study as we're implementing the new branding with Supercoder and the Supercoder brand. I thought this would be a really useful way for all of us to get to know how to use the brand better and some tips and tricks on using the brand, do's and don'ts, etc. So what I've done is I sent over one of our recent pieces that we'd put out there. This one doesn't have the new Supercoder branding here because that's not going to be official now until the website is rebranded, the marketing side of the website. So we did use the old logo, so we're in kind of a limbo where we're using both. But generally, we're using the branded word Supercoder and supercoder.com here. And as you can see, it's buy-in healthcare. So that aspect of Supercoder buy-in healthcare is used. We're using the new colors, etc. So the only thing on this new piece that is not in keeping with the new brand is the logo right here. Everything else is from the style guide, the colors, the complementary colors, the fonts, etc. So what we've done is I sent this piece over to Bruce Law, who is a branding and marketing consultant, part of the Supercoder rebranding team. He's the founder and president of Sprout Marketing in Salt Lake City and an absolute expert. This is what he does for a living, and he's got a ton of insights and wealth of knowledge and experience in the whole branding, and especially in rebranding companies, especially as they try to rise up and raise up a brand in the marketplace that becomes valuable, recognizable, and powerful in and of itself, which is what we're, of course, trying to accomplish with Supercoder, taking a variety of brands that apart aren't as powerful as this brand new brand that has a new look, a new feel, a new personality, and is on a higher level with more offerings than what we used to have, which was separated companies all working on their own with not a whole lot of attention being paid to branding really at all. And so let's jump right in and see what he had to say. So I've broken this piece down into two. The original piece is this, again, right here, but for these purposes I've taken a screenshot of the top half and the bottom half. So let's start with the top. And of course the first thing he pointed out is we use the old logo. I've already addressed that. But after that, he jumps into the headline. He says, well, it doesn't read well. I think I'm reacting to, will 2010 be a coding chaos? And he says, shouldn't it read, will 2010 be coding chaos, not a coding chaos? Even better, you might try flipping it with the bolder line on top. Example, will you be the office hero, or will 2010 be coding chaos? So not so much branding as wordsmithing. And this is something we can always be working on, something that takes very talented copywriters many hours to perfect. And so there's just some great advice there on the headline. And of course the headline is extremely critical to an ad's conversion. And so I like his point about the second half is stronger than the first half. Why not put it up front? And then the funkiness of the wording here, will 2010 be a coding chaos, is just not very good grammar. So excellent advice right there. Now he jumps down into the subheadline. Let's face it. He says there's no benefit or value in that heading. The phrase is trite. Use a powerful heading to connect the headline concept with the body copy. Try something like simplify your life or look like a star or some other benefit-driven line. I mean, how many times do we hear that and yet have to be reminded of it over and over, that in marketing it's all about benefits, and we could have taken this real estate right here in our subheadline to give a benefit and, as he mentioned, to tie the headline to the body, but instead we use this saying that he called trite. So, fairly bold criticism there of our subheadline. So let's consider that as we create our new pieces in the future. The body copy, he says, talk more directly to the coder, e.g., are 2010 coding changes making life difficult for you? Let the Supercoder TM, notice that, suite of tools simplify your life by saving you time and saving your practice money. Also, he points out that parentheses, which we've included here, are not great use in body copy. So another interesting wordsmithing aspect there for us to consider. Now let's jump down to the bottom half and see what he has to say there. The heading, You Are Supercoder, is a misuse of your trademark. Don't do it, or you'll lose the chance to protect it. Remember, Supercoder is always an adjective describing a product. People are not your product. So no one can become a super coder or you'll lose your name. Your product is a suite of tools for coders. This one's a hard one to wrap your head around, but understand that supercoder should always be an adjective describing something. It's not a company, it's a brand. And healthcare is the company. It owns the supercoder brand, and supercoder, as he mentioned, is a suite of products. Next point, from a stylistic standpoint, reading bullet lists where every word has initial caps is cumbersome. Again, that's just bad English. We shouldn't have capitalized letters. For example, there's no reason for the word edit or reimbursement, calculators to be capitalized. And so we should only be capitalizing the initial letter of the bullet and using proper capitalization. In other words, only on proper nouns, etc., or names in the text itself. Next point, the call to action. He says, could make to stand this larger since it's the main point of the communication to get people to act. Currently, it's kind of a throwaway at the bottom of the page. Well, that's a fantastic point. If we go back to the very top here and look at the piece, look at the size of the call to action. And of course, the most important elements of any piece of marketing are the logo and headline, call to action, and contact us. In this case, the call to action and contact us are the same thing. So we always have to think through how dominant is our headline, our logo, our call to action, and in this case, it's just too small, especially in relation to the rest of the page. And then legal advice on the branding. Be sure to use the proper TM and registered trademark on whatever trademarks we have registered throughout the piece, and include a legal copyright line at the bottom in mouse type protecting your trade names and intellectual property. So right down here we should have all the different words listed that are trademarked or registered, and then saying are registered trademarks of In Healthcare LLC. And so that is also missing from this particular piece. So thanks to Bruce for providing this valuable feedback on this particular marketing piece. Let's make sure and implement these ideas and thoughts and suggestions into the marketing pieces we create in the future.